for those of you that are new here, welcome to our channel. My name is Jessie.
And we are Moms on Crime. And on this channel, we talk about all things true crime and paranormal. Today, Jessie has a story for us. What are we talking about today, Mama?
Alright, we are going to talk about the Toybox Killer. So, but before we jump into our story, don't forget to subscribe if you guys haven't already. And you guys can hang out with your favorite moms on YouTube twice a week. And also, before we start this story, we want to put out a disclaimer, a warning out there. So, mature audiences only. This video is not suitable for kids at all, whatsoever. Okay, so are you familiar with a Toybox Killer, Mama?
A little bit.
Yeah, so this one is crazy. It's all right, let's just jump right on it. So let's start on the night of March 22nd, 1999. A 911 call was received from a city in Elephant Butte, New Mexico. That's the city, Elephant Butte. It's kind of cute. So a lady was on the line with the 911 dispatcher calling for Cynthia Vigil. I don't know how you say her last name. Is it Vigil or Vigil? But they say Vigil.
Vigil, probably.
Vigil. Yeah. So she has been kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and tortured, but she managed to escape and she was able to get help. So she went in this house, she was knocking and she was asking for help. So the lady called 911 and said, you guys better bring the police over here because there's a lady here. She's panicking. She's butt naked. She only had a collar, a dog collar on her neck with a 6-foot chain attached to her. But she's very panicky. She's frantic and she had nothing else on. So the cops came, and when they arrived, they questioned her, and she kept on saying, don't let them get me. She was all panicking, you know. Cynthia, she was a prostitute and a heroin addict. So the officers went there, found her. She was naked. So they started asking her questions, and she told her story. And I think because of her line of work, you know, the officers were like thinking, what degree of credibility, you know, should we give her or something?
Yeah.
So Cynthia told officers that a client kidnapped her and took her to his place. So in the documentary that I was watching, that's what they said that she said. But in some articles, they said that the Toybox Killer pretended to be an undercover cop and arrested Cynthia for soliciting sex. So then he said, you're under arrest, that's illegal, handcuffed her, put her in the back of his car and drove her home, took her to his place. So Cynthia said she was kept there for 3 days, and she was given a bucket to pee or, you know, to do the number 2.
God.
Yeah. So her kidnapper was David Parker Ray, also known as the Toybox Killer. Cynthia said she was assaulted and tortured with the help of Ray's girlfriend, Cindy Hendy. So she said she was able to escape. One day, Ray had to go to work. So Cynthia was left there, and Cindy Hendy, she was the one that was watching her. And for some reason, I don't know, she left the key because she was chained. She said once they took her to Ray's house, they chained her on the bed and they put like a dog collar on her neck. So for some reason, Handy left the keys at arm's reach from Cynthia. So then the phone rang. Cindy left the room and answered the phone, and Cynthia was like, you know what? I got to get those keys. I got to get out of here. So for some reason, she managed to grab the keys and she unlocked herself. But while she was doing that, Hendy heard her, ran to where she was at, and there was a fight. So they started fighting. Hendy, the girlfriend, took a lamp and smashed it on Cynthia's head.
Good job.
No, Hendy is
the bad girl.
Oh, yeah, the bad girl.
Oh.
Hendy is the bad girl. But Cynthia, for some reason, there's like an ice pick somewhere in that room. So she grabbed the ice pick and stabbed Hendy on the neck, or like on the side of the head or something, right?
Yeah.
But I guess not too fatal because she survived. So spoiler alert, she survived. But then Cynthia managed to escape through the back door, and she just ran. She just ran the heck out of there, and she found that house that helped her. Mm-hmm. So then the cops went to Ray's house to investigate, and what they found was just mind-boggling. So before we get there, let's talk about a little bit about David Parker Ray's history. So he was born on November 6, 1939. During his childhood, his parents, Cecil and Nettie Ray, they were poor, and they lived with David Parker Ray's mom's parents, so his grandparents, in a small ranch. But his dad was very abusive. He was a drunk, and he lashed out on his wife and his kids. So his dad left them when Ray was only 10 years old. So, but the mom was like, you know what, I can't take care of you guys. And so Ray had a younger sister, Peggy. So their mom left them to their paternal grandpa, which the grandpa was very strict too and kind of abusive. So if you didn't follow his rules, you get some butt whooping, I guess. So the dad sporadically visited them, Ray and the sister. And they said that every time he visited, his dad would always bring like magazines that illustrated like sadomasochistic pornography in the magazine. So, you know, that's what he was like looking at. So this was like back in like the day where like before like the internet or, you know, those like adult sites or something. His dad, he was a drunk too. So, I mean, I guess, what was he thinking? Oh, you're a man. Here, you can have these magazines or whatever, right? So during his teenage years, his sister discovered his sadomasochistic drawings and pornographic pictures of bondage sexual acts. So I guess as a young age, because that's what the dad was giving to him. So maybe that's what he thought was normal. I don't know. So that's like his kink, you know, like, I mean, like, we're not judging. People are into like BDSM or something like that. Like, teach us to own, that's your thing. But this guy just took that to another level. Like, you know,
why
like
do people
a
do
level
that?
over that too.
Why are there men that do that? That like expose like young boys to porn and like they make them think that that's like normal. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like I've heard that happening before with people that are serial killers, and like, what the hell? That's crazy.
It kind of started from, I don't know, their parents or something. So during his high school years, he was also bullied, you know, because of his shyness and awkwardness around girls. So he probably didn't know how to act, and he was like shy, and he got made fun of. But, you know, like, so during his high school days, he also learned how to drink and use drugs. So, and during those days too, he developed a secret fascination of sadomasochism. So, I mean, but that, like, that's what he knew, you know, so that's what, like, he was into, like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But after completing high school, he joined the army and he got an honorable discharge where his service included work as a general mechanic. If you would ask neighbors and stuff, they said that he's a very, very good mechanic. He was also always willing to help out or to teach, you know, like young kids or other people like how to work with their car and stuff. And they said that he's very crafty too. So they're always so crafty. I don't get it. Ray, he was divorced 4 times. So he got married 4 times, divorced 4 times, and he had 2 children. So then he, after like all the divorces and stuff, he got a house in Elephant Butte, New Mexico. And he also had a trailer, which he called his toy box or Satan's Den. Yeah. So one of his daughters, her name, Glenda Jean Ray, also known as Jessie, she was one of his accomplices. So I'll tell you about that later.
Oh.
So let's go back to Cynthia. So that's like a little backstory about Ray. So after the incident, the cops arrested Ray and his girlfriend, Hendy. Right. So while they were being questioned and stuff, they said that, oh no, Cynthia, she's a heroin addict. And they were just there trying to help her detoxify. That's why they got her chained on the bed. Right. But a search of the property told another story because of what like the cops have found. So in the bed, in the house, they found evidence that there was a fight. So they found the bed, there was like broken glasses, they found the broken lamp, you know, and the bucket that Cynthia was talking about that was given to her. And also next to the house, they found this trailer. It's a soundproof trailer, which is, you know, what he called a toy box. So they went inside the trailer and they were shocked to what they found. So they said in the middle of the trailer, they found a gynecologist type chair, you know, the table like with the stirrups and stuff. So yeah. And when you open the trailer, they said there's a sign that says Satan's Den. So inside the trailer were also various instruments of torture, drawn pictures of how Ray would torture his victims, restraints, pulleys, whips, straps, clamps, leg spreader bars, surgical blades, saws, syringes, sexual devices, homemade electrical generator, which he used for torture. So he would like shock them, I guess. I don't know. He was just a torturer. And they said, so the chair was located like in the middle of the trailer, and they said that there was a mirror at the ceiling at the top, so that every time when Ray would like torture or sexually assault someone, he made sure that his victims could see what was going on or what was happening. That's why he put that mirror on the ceiling. Crazy. Yeah. So they said cops also found videotapes of him sexually assaulting a female, and they saw the female, she was like strapped in, and he was there just doing like all kinds of stuff. Also a voice recorder, and that recorder, Ray was talking to his victims, and he's telling them that what he's gonna do, what they're going to endure for the next days or something. And if you guys want to hear it, it's like 40 minutes long or something. It kind of reminded me of that movie, The Saw. So I guess that's what he would keep on playing and playing. He believed in like hypnotizing his victims. So it's like 40 minutes long. And if you guys want, we're not going to put it on this video, but you guys can YouTube it or something. But it goes in the long line of like, hello, bitch. Are you comfortable? I doubt it. You know, you're here against your will. This is what's going to happen to you. You're going to be tortured. You're going to be sexually assaulted, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he's...
Oh my God.
He's a psycho. But, so, after all that evidence and stuff that have been found, it's so sad because of Cynthia's credibility. You know, she was an admitted prostitute, and there was no way to prove that she was, you know, not there willingly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, but after the newspaper ran the story about the couple's arrest, another victim came forward, Angelica Montano. So she told the cops that she had also been kidnapped, sexually assaulted multiple times, and tortured by Ray and his girlfriend Hendy for 3 days. So they drugged her and then they left her out in the desert. So thinking, you know, whatever, we're done with you. And she said that Ray would induce amnesia and like memory loss. Like there would be like some drugs. That's why he had syringes in there. So he would induce those drugs so that, I mean, he would give them those drugs so it would induce amnesia and memory loss. So most of his victims, you know, it's very like blurry, like it's so vague, like as to what happened to them. So Montano, she was found by the police and told them what had happened to her. And for some reason, her complaint was never followed up. So she decided to, you know, whatever, until she learned about the news. She saw the newspaper. So now she's coming forward and she's like, look, I was one of the victims too. And my case never got any follow-up or anything.
Wow.
So about the videotape. So the cops kept on watching it and trying to investigate who the person was, you know. So they noticed that the victim, she had a tattoo, a very unique tattoo on her leg. So they brought the FBI in to investigate more. And it turned out that that tattoo belonged to Kelly Garrett. And she was found in Colorado. She moved in Colorado already. So she said that night, her and her husband had a fight. Then she decided, you know what, whatever, I'm going out and I'm going to play pool with my friends. And that was on July 24th, 1996. So Ray's daughter, do you guys remember her? Jessie, she took Garrett to the Blue Water Saloon to, you know, have some drinks and stuff. And while they were drinking, she roofied her beer. The Ray's daughter roofied Garrett's beer. And she said when she was walking to the parking lot, she felt like a sudden blow from behind, which knocked her unconscious, which then Ray took her to his trailer and strapped her on the chair and put a dog collar and leash on her neck and started the torture. Garrett said she remembered she kept on waking up and blacking out. She was just so out of it, like several times during her captive. So she was there. She was waking up, like, what's going on? She remembered like being in the trailer, seeing like all these sex toys around and stuff. And the documentary that I was watching too, so warning. So he had a dildo, right? And that dildo, I think it was also like a man, not a man-made, but like he like did something to it. So he put like nails at the bottom of the dildo.
It's in that movie Seven.
Huh?
That happens in that movie Seven. The serial killer does that.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
Oh my gosh!
I gotta watch that. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's this dildo, right? So let's say this is the head and then this is the bottom part. So every time like he would insert it, the nails would like, you know, penetrate your skin too. And that hurts so bad. And they said like all these devices and stuff, they were not made for pleasure. They were only made for solely pain. That's it. So then Ray decided, you know, he's gonna kill her. So Ray slashed her throat open and dumped her beside a road thinking she was dead, but she survived. So somebody saw her and rushed her to a local clinic where she got treated. This is the sad part. Neither the police nor her husband believed her story. So the husband thought she was cheating on him the night she got attacked, and then he filed for divorce. So that's why she decided, you know what, I'm leaving New Mexico and I'm just going to move to Colorado. That was sad. It's like, oh my gosh.
That's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad.
Yeah. So this is the crazy part too. Now that these 3 victims have come forward and they are all willing to testify, and now they have a stronger case. The girlfriend, Cindy Hendy, she was so quick to turn on Ray, and in a plea deal for a reduced sentence, she's like, nope, you know what? I'll tell you guys whatever you guys want to know. Give me a plea deal. Yeah, so she told investigators that Ray told her about 14 murders that he had committed and where some of the bodies were buried. But the weird part is, like, even on his journals that were taken, he was talking about, like, women, like at least 50 women that he has killed, and in detail, like how he tortured them, how he sexually assaulted them, and how he killed them. But for some reason, there were no bodies found at all. So it's like, because, you know, it's in New Mexico, so it's like desert. So they said, and there's also like a lake, a man-made lake in there. So the authorities said that they searched it, you know, but the lake is too deep and the lake is too dark or thick or whatever underneath. So they didn't really pursue it. Excuse me. They said the only way, I guess, to really find is to drain that lake, but that's going to cost more money. So I don't know. They didn't pursue anymore. But
or he took them to the desert, you know, somewhere far out in the desert, and then,
yeah,
you know, they don't find them.
Yeah, or somewhere far, and then it's like so hot, and who knows? I don't know. But yeah, no bodies have been found. Hendy also mentioned that Ray would put his victims in a wooden contraptions that bent them over and immobilize them, while then he would sexually assault them, or sometimes let other friends sexually assault his victims.
What?
She also gave the names of other accomplices, which included Ray's daughter, Jessie, and also a friend, Dennis Roy Yancey. So she said Jessie and Dennis had participated in the murder of Dennis's ex-girlfriend, Marie Parker. So then they brought in Dennis and were like, you know what, we have somebody that told this already, we have evidence and this and that. So Dennis is like, fine, you know, he admitted to being present when Ray and his daughter Jessie kidnapped Marie Parker and took her into the toy box and tortured her for 3 days. And Jessie, the daughter, told Yancey to kill her, which he did by strangling her with a rope. And then Ray threatened him that he said, like, I'm going to kill you if you ever told anyone about this. But Glenda Jean Jessie Ray denied having anything to do with her father, the abductions, or the murder of Marie Parker. She said she's innocent. I don't know anything about that. Whatever. And the girlfriend, Cindy, she was sentenced to 36 years as agreed to in the plea bargain. She also testified against Ray. So that's like 36 years, but I think she is out on parole last year. So she's already out there. Whatever. Dennis Roy Yancey, he received 2 15-year sentences for second-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. He was actually released after 11 years, but he returned to jail after violating his parole, and now he will be released next year, 2021.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So this happened back in 1999. Well, not the murders, but like the whole investigation and stuff. So
Oh my
It's
God.
crazy.
Oh my God.
Jessie Ray, the daughter, she was found guilty of kidnapping women for sexual torture and was sentenced to 9 years in prison, which could be served out of prison and on parole. So I'm pretty sure she's out there too, free. You know, she's done with her parole because she only got 9 years. So for David Parker Ray, he was tried separately for each victims and later agreed to a plea deal and was sentenced to 224 years in prison. So from Yancey and Handy's testimonies, they said that Ray had killed at least 50 women, but no bodies have been found up to this day, which is crazy. And what's crazy too, or I don't know if whatever, but on May 28th, 2002, Ray died of a heart attack while he was on his way to an interrogation. And I think he even said, okay, fine, I'll show you guys where the bodies are. That's why they're still trying to interrogate him and stuff, even though, you know, like he's already convicted to 224 years.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then on an interview with Garrett, she said, I wish he didn't die. You know, I wish he would have still stayed alive and suffered, you know, and still be in prison or in jail or something. So that was gross and crazy. It's like I hear accomplices, like, you know, your wife or your girlfriend or something, but it's so random to have your like daughter involved in like that kind of, you know, thing.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's
like,
gross.
Wasn't I telling you that before? Like, how does the universe align like that? So more than one crazy person, like a crazy person meets another crazy person, and they're like, hey, I like to like kidnap and rape women. They're like, oh yeah, cool, me too. Like, how does that even happen?
I don't know. Is it manipulation or is it? I don't know.
I don't even know. Nobody's manipulating me into doing nothing.
No.
That's crazy.
No.
I don't get it. I don't even understand. I don't get it.
I don't get
it.
But
hey, that's just me.
It's crazy. I don't get it either. I think it's, I don't know. I'll be like, hi.
Can you imagine that?
Somebody.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a lot. That was gross. That was brutal. That was, you know, and we pray for these women. But that's our crazy gross story for the day. And I know it's hard, but I hope you guys liked it. And if you guys did, please don't forget to like this video.
And please also subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so every time we upload twice a week, you get notified. And you can also follow us on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Momsoncrime. And you can also email us if you have any ideas for stories that you think we should talk about. Our email is momsoncrime@gmail.com. And please also leave below in the comments what you think about this story, and also if there's anything that you think, another story that you think we should talk about. And that's all we have for today, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.